I mean, I've said your website's amazing. I'm really impressed, to be fair. You got like you do your cards, you got tons of books. You do this, you run a school still, don't you? The Light
Oh,
School.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
You do courses, you do, I mean, you're always on Instagram and all your social media doing meditations and sort of interviews and things. What I thought, because a lot of people that watch this are professionals, they work for themselves as practitioners, whatever, you know. How do you manage your time and how do you get such a good website? Do you have like technical help? You've got PA, I know that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I think the challenge is to keep everything in balance.
Yes.
I know that my guide Kimiko was always telling me my life was out of balance. I was working too hard. And now I'm perfectly in balance. And so you've got to get your not just your masculine, feminine energy in balance, your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, but you've got to get your the time you spend doing meditation in balance with the time you spend doing exercise and walking and balancing your social life and
Yeah.
everything else like that. And it's about getting that in balance, and then it flows much more easily as well.
Yeah, I spoke to Tim about that last week, and I've got a to-do list that's like it keeps getting bigger. Every time I do one job, I get two more. Then my car breaks down, I've got to fix it, and mow the next neighbour's lawn,
Car breaks
like
down
jungle.
because
Yeah,
the other bits are out of balance.
yeah, I think
So
so.
that takes more time and puts more pressure
Yeah,
on. It's really interesting how it works.
yeah.
And that one of the ways you know it's in balance is because things are flowing.
My school friend, who I've known for a long time, we went to a very posh school which had lots of rules, and we stood out as the people that just we weren't naughty or anything. We just questioned the rules and just didn't do some stuff when we were told to. And he said to me, he's very sane. He doesn't he meditates every day. He's very sort of spiritual, but he doesn't realize it, I don't think. And he said during the '87 storm, his mum is all obviously going all mental. His mum and dad saw a group, I don't know how many, of over five probably, fairies on their bed.
Mm.
And they were like arguing. They were having an issue, like maybe they were trying to sort something out, obviously, because maybe
But
the
there is
storm.
one.
Sorry? Yeah, the fairies were. And they knew the humans were there, but they just didn't care because they were just doing what they were doing. And he said every time he went to touch one, it's like something out of a um like a movie, you know. It'd go and come back.
Mm.
What's your experience of fairies? Because to me, that's like really cool, but it's like difficult to believe. But his dad, to this day, who's quite close, to be fair, well, very 3D, let's put it that way, and he works for a bank, JP Morgan, I
Mm.
think. He will not talk about it at all, even if you ask him. So,
No,
what's your view on fairies? Because I find that brilliant.
I had an experience in Findhorn once, many years ago, when I was attending a lecture. And in the middle of the room, there was this bowl of catmint, yeah, which is kind of a mauvey flower. And then suddenly there appeared a fairy. It's about 18 inches high. And this fairy was exactly the same color as the flowers. And it was buzzing around it, dancing, and so bright. It was like a great bright light. And then I had to concentrate for a minute and it disappeared. And then it came back and I watched it again. And then I had to concentrate and I couldn't see it anymore because it was in a different dimension. But another example of how we're all in the same space in different
Yes.
dimensions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yes, I often see fairies and they come and talk to me in the woods
Yeah.
sometimes.
I really would like to see one actually. It's really cool because I met my dragon the other day. I was doing some healing actually, which I don't normally do. I do like really, I don't know where it comes from. This ridiculously loud singing, which like breaks the neighbours up, which I'm going to work on. I'm a bit self-conscious of it. But after that, I found, I haven't got it on me, but a really nice picture of a dragon. I was guided towards it, I think, with a man. It's all like beautiful artwork, stunning. And I stood in my kitchen. I obviously it's not physical. I knew it was there though. Came in, jumped on me. So when I do it, it's really heavy on my hands, and like it was like a dog jumped on me, wrapped. I think I've said the story, so I won't go around it too much. Wrapped itself around me, and I was like, oh, right. And it's just so full of love and pleased I'd acknowledged it, and amazing. I saw it half an hour later. I sat in the loo, which was a bit weird. Haven't I've seen it like the QHHT like properly real, but that's third eye stuff, I think, and quite a few other times like that, but not like almost physical. So that was really cool, really cool.
While you were telling that story, I picked a dragon card for you.
Oh right,
I've
oh
got
thank you.
the dragon.
Yeah,
Illuminates your potential, access untapped resources, look into your soul and see higher possibilities. So
cool.
that's
Yeah.
what came
Did you
forward.
pick that out randomly?
Yeah, I just picked
Oh
it out
right.
while you
Oh
were.
brilliant. Nice. That's good. So you've done quite a lot in your life, and what was your job, your normal job, if you've ever had one before?
I never had a normal job.
Right, brilliant. Oh, that's cool. So you went straight into writing books to some extent.
No, well, I was an expatriate wife for many years,
Right.
and so and mother, and then people in those days, don't forget, I'm been around a long time. In those days, people didn't work, and so mothers didn't work. It was quite acceptable to be at home, and so it wasn't until I came back to live in England, and I had no job. My children were in boarding school. There was nothing, and I was getting divorced, and that's when I
Yeah.
had my angel experience. That's when I did the, oh, okay, if there's anything out there, show me, and you've got 1 hour, and that's when the angel came in. The first time the angel came and showed me my future, showed me myself standing on a platform with rays of light shining through me. I don't usually say much about that because obviously I haven't reached that point yet, but that was what to aim for. And then brought me back an hour later. And I knew that that was what I was meant to be doing, standing on this platform, talking to people. But it was a long time before I got to that point. I had to train to do something. I trained to be a hypnotherapist. That changed my life too. And I started to meet people who could talk about angels and things like that. Until that time, I couldn't talk to anybody about it. And then I managed to get divorced and get through all of that, set up in practice. And I was aware of angels around my clients, but I didn't connect with them. I was connecting with guides. But then 10 years after the first time, when I was in the bath, as you remember, that's when the angels came back. And I said, well, I wanted some guidance for my classes. And these three angels came and said in this angelic voice, and we want you to tell people about angels. I said, no way. There's no way I want to do that. Thank you very much. And then they said the words that literally changed everything. Who's doing your work? Is it your ego or your higher self? And then, of course, I said yes, and I've worked with them ever since.
You said you were born in the Himalayas and you're
Yes.
expatriate. What was that like? Because where were you? What were you doing with your family?
I actually remember much about it.
Yeah.
Well, my father was in the army.
Yeah.
And so in those days, this was the beginning of the war.
Yeah.
I was born in 1940, so that's when the war started. And so I was born there to counteract the balance, to bring light into the planet, counteract the darkness on the other side of the planet.
Yeah.
And so I came in very suddenly and unexpectedly without having lots of family choice or anything like that. But most people have. My pre-life interview was literally myself and my guardian angel, an archangel Metatron, and my guide. And that was it. Yeah. Told there's a mission. Do you want to do it or not? Go now. And I said, well, where's my free choice? This is what I said afterwards when I learned about this. Well, what about my free choice? The choice was whether you did it or not. So, as we all say, why did I choose those parents? Why did I choose this and that? But it was because there was a mission and I was invited to do it.
You were over near, I've seen you in quite an old interview talking about Pakistan being a very sort of dark place that needed to be really pulled up. Yeah. Do you think you were near there because of that? I
think that's another thing, but I don't think it was as dark then. Don't forget the full partition. And so I remember my mother always talking about how lovely the people were. And I'm sure that a lot still are. But right now, there are a lot of souls there who are very stuck and rigid in their way of thinking. And Krishna, that has to change as the whole planet moves into the new golden age,
Mm.
which is so close.
Yeah.
Then those people would either depart the planet and not take part in the fifth dimensional planet,
Yeah.
or they will make their shift into a higher dimension. More and more people are opening their hearts. It's happening all the time,
Yeah.
ready for the new golden age, which literally is imminent.
Yeah. And that's 2032, is it, or 33?
Yes,
Yeah.
2032, because the age of Atlantis, which lasted for 260,000 years, ended in 2012.
Yeah.
And so then all the universes had 20 years to move up a dimension. And so this is not something that's just happening on Earth. This is something that's happening everywhere, not just in this universe, throughout. And so it's been a massive, massive thing. And so we had this 20 years to shift a dimension. So everybody's here now, trying to clear up their karma, trying to prepare the planet for the new age. Multitude of reasons why people are here now.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't quite sure. I mean, you've been following us a long time. You knew it was coming. Tim said that as well when I'm into last week, and I couldn't see how it's going to work. So I was told there was going to be a split apart. Everyone knew that generally in the community, and I'm watching it. You know, it's amazing. I was very in fear actually halfway through 2021, whenever it was, because it got really. I've always been quite intuitive. I can see in the future to some extent. To like 20, 30 years, generally not for humanity, but with my immediate stuff. And I could not see a timeline, and it scared me to bits. What was that? A lot of fear, global fear, do you think, like collective consciousness?
Well, yes, and I think the fear of the unknown is huge for humanity.
Yeah.
And this is one reason why I've been writing the books about the new golden age, to tell people what they can focus on, because we're currently co-creating it. I mean, yes, it's there waiting, but we have to do our part to bring it about. Yeah. And then there is the dimensional shift that's already taking place. Now, I found that very hard to understand, how you can have people living at this dimension and experiencing that, and in exactly the same space have people on that dimension. And of course, we have it all the time. We have the angelic beings around us at a 7th and above frequency, and they are amongst us, and we're all experiencing life differently. But I think that this shift in dimensions is now becoming more and more obvious. Yeah. And there are many people now living here, and they're creating more nature, green fields, cleaner place to live in. Whereas the people at this level are still seeing and experiencing the old stuff. And when that splits completely, then it'll be the two dimensions, the two worlds. Yeah. At different levels. It'll be amazing. All according to your consciousness.
Yeah.
And if you have abundance consciousness, and in the 5th dimensional consciousness, everything that we need will automatically come to us. So if you need a transport, nobody will have individual ownership. Why have individual ownership? If you can need a car is there for you. It just arrives for you. If you need a beautiful meal, a table is there in front of you with a beautiful meal on it. We are moving into energies that we simply cannot conceive of now. And holding on to the old stuck way of, will the bank collapse? Which, of course, it is going to inevitably, because it's not part of the new paradigm. All these old things are being swept away in the rising consciousness. But it doesn't matter, because we will have all that we need, and all that we believe in will just come to us. And without holding on to what they call the trappings of wealth. I mean, it's literally you're trapped in that energy. And so I think that the more we focus on the new golden age coming very soon, and abundance, and having your needs met, then we don't have to worry about the bank collapsing. If it collapses, okay, everyone's in the same boat. We will all support each other. And the new golden age is about people working together in community, helping each other. And we are going right now through that difficult transition bit where the old is collapsing, but the new hasn't come in, because everybody that's incarnating right now has come in deliberately at this time to help that transition. So every one of us is called on to focus on the new and wonderful coming in. We're using our creative visualizations, our manifestations to hold that frequency, because it's there, it's just waiting. It's up to us to bring it to us. And the more people that do that, the more quickly it'll be there for everybody. But nevertheless, in 2032, there are cosmic events that will add a huge amount of frequency to the planet. No, as soon as we move into international peace and cooperation, then all sorts of things happen. All the heart's chakras of the planets all open and connect, and then that sends a huge amount of light into Earth. A portal in China contains pure source love energy, pure white energy. And as soon as we reach that point of enough people focused on peace and international cooperation, that portal opens, and that massively impacts on our planet as love energy touches everybody. And so all these things are happening then. As soon as that happens, then we earn the right. As soon as we're at peace, then we earn the right to have new spiritual technology, free eco power, all those things coming in to help us. And so people can receive healing in new ways, as I say, free eco power, and as much of it as we need, because we can use it responsibly. At the minute we're ready, there is a whole new paradigm waiting to come in for us.
Cool, isn't it?
It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. People say, oh, I'm so worried about my children and my grandchildren. What sort of lives are they going to have? The answer is amazing. It's going to be beyond anything that we have any concept of. It's going to be much freer. I mean, all these nonsense things that they keep talking about, they're not going to be allowed to take place. We keep hearing about nuclear bombs. We keep hearing about having chips in us, all sorts of things. Not going to take place. That's old Atlantean stuff. And there are many, many masters working on the inner planes to make sure that we don't go down that path again. But of course, all those old beings from Atlantis who've got karma to clear, they're all back too. So they're trying to put their perspective back in. But the light is stronger now that it cannot take place. So just don't give any energy to it. Don't worry about it.
Them quite often. What other hobbies do you do apart from that? Do you have any other love of life? Obviously, you've got your family, so you must spend a lot of time with your family.
I've got 2 dogs. Well, actually, none of the family lives that close to me.
Oh, okay.
But I do see them, obviously. I go to stand in the park whenever I can, and I love that. Such a wonderful community feeling. I always come away with this wonderful belonging feeling. Because what's happening now is as people's Earth star chakras are coming in, as the 12 fifth dimensional chakras come in. When your Earth star chakra comes in, it starts moving you to where you're meant to be. And so lots of people have been moving in the last few years because their energy is coming in and they're going to where their soul energy is meant to be. And then they start meeting their soul family. And that's people that you're on a wavelength with and feel belonging with. And that's what it's like really in that community.
With regards to your website, your projects, your events, what's coming up in the not too distant future? I know you've got Milton soon.
Oh yeah, I'm doing, that's just a little one, isn't it? But I've got some really, really powerful stuff to do on that day because the people are ready, and I'm told that I've got to bring it through because that's such a powerful portal as well. Yes, I've got that on the 20th. On the 19th, I've got the Soul Star. So I'm doing the Soul Star chakra, taking people through the 33 petals of that, the 33 lessons of that. And then that's really important because that's preparation for the final one, which is the
Where's
Stoic.
that? Is that online or
It's online?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm doing one in Portugal on October the 22nd. Now that sounds a long way away, but this is really, really important because what we're doing is the day is working for starting with clearing the third eye, then Adrian Lee. Do you know Adrian?
Yes. Yeah.
And he is doing karmic clearing and connecting to the Andromedan heart healing energy. Now, Andromeda is awesome. It's the higher heart of the universe, and it carries a perfect balance of love, peace, and wisdom. And then in the afternoon, I'm doing the monadic merge. Now, this is so powerful, and it's a long meditation, but all the parts of it all lead into something else. It takes you into a completely golden energy where you merge with your monad. Then we are petitioning the Intergalactic Council. And my guide says this is so important because if we get enough people to do it on that day, whether they're in Portugal with us or doing it somewhere else, I'm starting to put the bits of it out. We can shift the planet to another level energetically. So it is that important.
Yeah.
So it's really awesome. I do the meditation. It varies slightly, but I do it every single day. And bringing in new energies, different energies, changing energies here, affecting the universe. And if enough people start to do it, as I say, we will literally shift the frequency of the planet.
Sounds good.
Bring age about sooner. So that's really important. That's the 22nd of October. We're starting to put information out now on social media and things.
That'll be on your website or an Adrian's website, or
it will be. And yes, I think it's already on the website.
Right,
and we're doing the live event in Portugal. So of course that will be absolutely amazing to attend that.
So I've got your present. I don't know, I don't get offended, but I don't think you would. I'll bring it to Knowlton. You can have it or chuck it away. It's up to you. I actually got it from a charity shop. I found it. It's beautiful, isn't it? Like the pink and the blue.
Yeah,
I found it in a charity shop the other day, and I thought, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So I'll bring that. I'll try and remember to bring it with me.
Crazy unicorn lady.
Yeah, and assuming my wife's read this, oh, not that one. That's Power of Now. Assuming my wife's read this, I do book on my group. I give away books sort of every week or two. So I'm going to give away this to someone that deserves to. Ideally, someone's going to Knowlton, then I don't have to post it, but we'll see. I do a random. I get about 20 people usually. I do a random draw. So whoever gets it, it's like a spinning wheel thing. So I usually ask a question related to the subject. So expect that soon. I haven't got the patience to read a book. I just go on the audio books.
You put it under your pillow and hope that the energy comes to you.
Oh, does that work?
Oh.
I do audiobooks and go walking. Well, I used to. Yes. I've been a bit sort of stuck in the office, but I'm going to get out and start walking a bit more. Anyway, so lovely talking to you. It's been fascinating. It's gone on longer than I thought, and it's been thrilling. And I'm very blessed to have had you talk to me in person. Thank you, Diana. I'll see you in a few weeks. Thank you so much. Have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.